Hi, this is Joel Persinger, the Gun Guy. Thank you very much for watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. I'm out here on the P2K range again, on the training range, and since I've been showing you some concealed carry pistols and revolvers, particularly the ones that I carry, I didn't want to leave this one out. This is the Ruger SP101. Now, I've unloaded this one for you ahead of time. As you can see, there's nothing in it. And I wanted to show you this pistol because I have a number of friends who carry this particular gun, not this one, but one just like it, and they have it sometimes in a shorter barrel, a 2-inch, sometimes in the 3-inch like this one. But this is a 357 Magnum snubby, basically. It's got 5 shots, 357 Magnum capable, weighs a ton. One of the things I can say about Ruger is Ruger overbuilds everything. You can run them over with a tank and they'll still keep working. And that is the case with this gun as well. Now, this happens to be my personal gun. It was left to me by my dad, who was a deputy sheriff. And when he passed away, the gun was left to me. And I've shot it quite a bit and really enjoyed shooting it. It came with some smaller grips, which only came to here. And since I don't carry it as a self-defense pistol, because I don't want to have any chance of it ever being used for evidence or something, and I never get it back. It was my dad's gun, so it's an heirloom. Then I went ahead and changed the grips for me, and I put these bigger grips on it with the little finger grooves. Because as I've mentioned before, I'm a fairly good-sized guy, so I like the bigger grips. However, I enjoyed shooting it the way it was before. I just like shooting it a lot more now. If you wanted to carry it for concealed carry, though, you might want to have the smaller grip on it that comes with it. One of the nice things that I like about revolvers is changing the grips on them is really, really simple. Not so easy with semi-automatic pistols, but with revolvers, it's a breeze. You just find a grip you like that fits that particular gun, you buy it, and generally with a screwdriver in 5 minutes, you've changed the grip, and that was the case here. And I really enjoy shooting it a lot more, particularly with the Magnum rounds. It's a lot easier on my hand, a lot easier for me to control. Now, these guns were really built to be concealed. That's what they're for. I mean, you can use them for a lot of different stuff, but they were built for concealed carry. That's why they have just a standard groove sight for a rear sight and a standard front sight. And you can buy laser grips for them or put lasers on them. You can do all kinds of stuff like that. A little bit heavier than the Taurus Model 85 that I carry a lot, which is a 38, but the weight is really a useful thing when you're shooting magnums through it. I happen to like the 3-inch barrel. This is the gun my dad carried in his retirement before he passed away. And I like the 3-inch barrel. It gives those magnums a little bit more opportunity to get that bullet hauling along. I hardly ever shoot 357 magnums through it, primarily because the barrel is so short that I just end up with a flame that comes out of it about this far. And it's sort of a waste of extra propellant. So I generally shoot 38 plus Ps through it. The nice thing about a 357 Magnum is obviously they'll shoot 38 special and 38 plus Ps and so on. But let me take it out on the range. We'll shoot it for you a little bit. You can see how well it runs. I will tell you, if you change the grips as I did, the one thing that doesn't work well with these grips because they're puffy and they're big for me is you can't, the speed loader just doesn't want to line up properly because the grip's kind of get in the way. So if you're going to use speed loaders with a gun like this or any kind of small snubby revolver, whether it's got a 2-inch barrel or a 3-inch or whatever, you want to make sure if you change the grips that you check them out to make sure that the speed loaders are going to work before you change them. It doesn't work with these, but I don't use it as a defensive gun, so frankly I really don't care. I just shoot it because I enjoy shooting it, and it reminds me of my dad. He and I were like peas and carrots, so I miss him, and this little gun helps me remember him and remember the days shooting with him. So let me go out and shoot with my dad, who isn't here, and you, and then we'll talk about it briefly afterwards in case you might like to go get one. You know, truthfully, with concealed carry guns, we really should shoot one-handed more. We just don't practice it very much. Most people don't. We shoot two-handed all the time. But the reality is, a gun comes out, we're probably gonna, this hand's gonna be busy or whatever. We really ought to practice shooting one-handed and trying to get the rounds in the target where we want them to be so that we can hit the bad guy. Because if the guy's trying to hurt a family member, we're going to push it behind him anyway, push us behind it, or that person behind us anyway. So we probably ought to practice more one-handed. All right, here we go. So we stacked some cans up. Let's give those a shot. I'm going to back up a little bit and see if I can get them one-handed. You know, sometimes, if you've watched my videos at all, you know sometimes these things just splatter and go everywhere. But we'll see if we can knock the top one off without knocking the other ones down. Here we go. I got to tell you that SP101 is a beautiful trigger. All right, let's try the one on the left. That can was empty. I think that's what saved us. Let's try a full one. Nope, there it went. All right, well, we'll have to put that back up for you. We'll get that last one one-handed. All right, last one, one-handed from about, oh, I guess if I pace it off, probably about 10 yards here. Let's see if we can get it. Old military style. Hey, you gotta love that when that happens. All right, we clobbered those. Why don't we do a little shooting left-handed? As I mentioned a minute ago when I was shooting the cans, we really ought to shoot off-handed. How often do you do that? One-handed people don't practice very often, but with their offhand, I'm right-handed, but I'm gonna shoot left-handed here. With your offhand, how often do you do that and actually practice hitting the target? That's a pretty important skill because, you know what? You could be injured, maybe not in a gunfight, but gee, I play basketball with my son and he beats me all the time. I could jam a finger or something or whatever, then I got to defend myself. Well, maybe this hand doesn't work. Maybe I heard it working. Maybe I heard it fiddling around at the house or something. Now I got to be able to fight left-handed, but I never practice. That's not going to work. I'm never going to be as good a shot with my offhand as I am with my strong hand, but I should be able to hit the bad guy, don't you think? So if you don't practice left-handed, maybe you should. Anyway, let's get those last couple of cans. Okay, a little left-handed shooting on the cans here. This is when my shooting goes completely to pot. I'll confess it now. Let me see if I can get the top one here. This is double action, left-handed. Hey, 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 that's not bad. All right, now, that one was empty. These other ones are full, so I don't know. I'm gonna try to get the right one, double action, left-handed. Oh, I missed it. Double action, left-handed. There it went. Oh, what? I got one and knocked the other one down. All right, we'll put that one back up and I'll see if I can get it. Okay, that one's back up there. Double action, left-handed. Here we go. Oh, all right, all right. That's the way it's supposed to work. And that is a delightful little pistol called the Ruger SP101. Absolutely fabulous revolver. I really enjoy shooting it. As I've said, it's built like a tank and it always goes bang. These things are extremely reliable. As a carry gun, it is perfect in every way, except the fact that it's a little heavy. You can get them with the bobbed hammer. You can get them with shorter and longer barrels. There's lots of different options available from Ruger to do that. But I would highly recommend them if you're interested in a gun that you don't mind the weight. It's a really good gun for that. Now this brings up another subject. I mentioned when I started this video that I got this. This was my dad's gun. This is an heirloom. And one of the things that I think folks that don't like guns and they're anti-gunners don't think about is that there's a heritage that goes along with these things. My family's been in the country for generations. We've hunted and had guns in the house for generations and generations and generations. And many of the guns that get passed down from great-grandfather to grandfather to child to son to grandson to granddaughter or whatever the case might be, and great-grandchildren, those things have been passed down for generations. And not only do they come as part of a heritage within the family as an item that is passed down, but the story of how it was purchased and what's been done with it, and those things are all passed down too. That's part of our family history in the Persinger family, and that's part of many family histories throughout the United States. And when you threaten to take that away, you threaten to take those things away, it's like taking away the family silver or taking away the family photos. These are things that are important to people because they have a story to them. The Second Amendment is vital. Yes, I agree. The Second Amendment should not be tinkered with. Yes, I agree. Second Amendment's pretty clear. Right to keep and bear arms, and the Second Amendment is pretty clear when it says it shall not be infringed. All of those things are absolutely true, and I agree 110%. That's why I urge you to join the National Rifle Association and support them, and I'm going to put a link right here so you can do that. But the other thing about firearms that most people that don't own them or don't really want them don't think about is they come with a family history. And if you have a family that grew up in rural America, as my family did, Chandler, Indiana, and Independence, Kansas, and all in those areas, and in the Midwest, a lot of my family's from those places. They hunt, they fish, they shoot, and those guns were passed down to me, and will be passed down to my kids, passed down to my siblings, and so on. That's the way it works. And that's one of the things that makes handgunning and rifling and shooting so much fun, is that we get to remember those people. That's what I do with this gun when I'm out shooting it. Anyway, pardon me for getting off topic there a little bit. Thank you very much for watching my videos. I do appreciate it very much. Please like, subscribe, share us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and all those wonderful internet places so we can grow our channel. We're growing like a weed. I'm really, really grateful. I want to be able to produce better and more videos for you. We love doing this for you. So help us out by subscribing. And if you would, please come out and visit us at the P2K Range. You ever happen to be in San Diego? P2K is an absolutely fabulous place to shoot. It's where I teach. I'm here all the time. Come on by and say hi. And if you have not already joined the National Rifle Association and you enjoy watching gun videos and you're not a member, you should be. Like I said, I made it easy. I posted a little tag for you, or a little link for you. I'm going to put it here again so that you can click on this link and join the NRA. It'll save you 10 bucks, and you can join for less than the cost of one box of ammunition and add your voice to the very valuable voice to the millions of people who have already joined. Help the NRA fight for our Second Amendment rights. Thank you very much for watching again. Be safe and have a great week.